like being part of firsts. And last night, Kristen, Abby, Mo, and myself went out to dinner last night just to hang a little bit. And Mo had his very first sea bass. It's always astonishing to me, man. Like with different foods that seem so common, there are still some people that have never had them, never had sea bass.
And most of my life, I was the kind of person that wouldn't try something. If I'd never had it, I just want to have what I've always had, stay comfortable, but damn, that was good.
Right?
It was so good. I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah, we got to give some praise to Roomies because their sea bass is different.
Yeah, their sea bass and their rice.
It's so good.
You focus on the sea bass, I focus on like the sides. Some of the best dang rice I've ever had.
I was focused on that bread. I was like, bring out more. I think I made him bring out like 3 of them.
I did notice last night, because I'm really, really trying to pivot away from drinking alcohol, right? And I've done a really, really great job. I'm very proud of myself. And there were 2 places that I've sort of noticed. When I went to therapy, the very first lesson that I ever got from therapy years and years and years ago was when you're coming to the table with a problem, don't do anything about it at first. Just notice the problem and then put it in the back of your head and then see how often it happens. And then when you realize that it truly is a problem and how often it's occurring, then you can make changes, right? So for me, it's been alcohol. And I noticed last night when we all went out to dinner that we were sitting at the bar and normally with all those beautiful bottles right there in front of me saying, hey, just one ain't gonna hurt you. And then there's what's that really fancy tequila in the fancy ass bottle with the silver top?
The blue and white one?
Is it Azul? I think it's Azul.
Ooh, that's the one. I could hear it in the accent, the tequila accent.
It's got a bell on top and you can like ring the bell, right?
Is that what it is?
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, most times I'm ringing my forehead on that. like it's a drum after a while. And last night I just made the decision. I asked myself the question again, like, why? You know what? It might enhance my conversation with Kristen. I mean, it is Kristen.
You need it.
But I asked myself why last night, and I don't think any of us drank, except you had like one glass of wine.
I had a glass of wine with dinner, yeah.
That was it. Mm-hmm. And I was tested this week also in the most immature way. But quite honestly, I would have taken the bait on this a year ago on a bunch of different levels. So there's this dude at the gym that I've known for years and years and years. And we've become a little bit friendly with each other. He's shown up to a party or 2 of mine. But over the years, you have people where they're in your life, then they're not in your life. They're consistent, like you're texting, but they're not really in your current circle. And then you kind of dabble in friendships and stuff like that. So he and I, for like a decade, have now been saying, oh, you know what? We got to go out on one of these Friday nights for a decade. For a decade, right?
I have plenty of those relationships.
Right, where you're like, we're going to say it again. But I also know it's never going to happen, right? So this dude has been pressuring me. We've just been working out at the same time again. And he said to me, man, when are we going to do this Friday or Saturday night? And for the very first time, I said to him, I want to be honest with you, man. I'm not drinking like that anymore, man. And he's my age, but he's single and he still charges hard. And if he's going out on a Friday and Saturday night, and his intent is probably to hook up and all that. And I said to him, you know what? I'm just not drinking like that anymore. Where in past years I've just gone, you know what? I'm probably busy on Friday or Saturday night. I can't make it. So I said to him, I'm just not like drinking like that anymore. That's probably not going to happen. We can do something else. And then he looked at me like I would have looked at somebody 10 years ago, also going like, what else do 2 dudes do on a Friday night if they're not drinking their face off? And, So I said some other thing. And then I thought that would be enough, right? And he's like, okay, that's fine. Well, let me run this idea by you. This is in the chronological order, you guys. So I say, I can't do Friday, Saturday night. I'm just not into like being hungover. And he goes, okay, if that's not going to work for you, let me run this one by you. Me and 12 guys are going to Vegas. We're going to go see Coldplay, and we're going to hang out. It's only 3 days in Vegas. You want to join us on that? You should really, really join us on that. I'm like, what part of the conversation that we just had makes you think that going to Vegas, quite honestly, with a bunch of 50-year-old men, doesn't seem real appealing to me anyway. I don't want to relive those days, but I don't want to go on a bender for 3 days. And I literally said all those things to him, whereas in the past, you know what I would have said is like, let me check my calendar and I will get back to you. We'll play this game, and then I won't get back to him and he'll keep pressuring me. And even at my age, I'm still fairly immature, and I'm maturing in areas where I was just like, you know what? That is never going to happen. I am not going to Vegas with 12 dudes I don't know that are my age even and being hung over for 4 days afterwards.
Oh, but it sounds like such a blast.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like a blast to my 23-year-old self. But this age, So I can't wait to find out like what back in the day people considered women having hysterics really, really look like. And then what you had to do to calm the women down around here.
So hysteria back in the Victorian era, women would carry a vial of what's called smelling salts around with them, which is ammonia essentially. And it would be prescribed for hysterics. That is an outdated medical term. Obviously, it's not used anymore, but they would faint and swoon and be all emotional. And sometimes they would have, that went on for forever, but it was Hippocrates posited that the wandering woman's wombs got out of place and the smelling salts put it back in place, allowing them to focus and gain consciousness.
Really? That was the theory?
Yeah, and that's Hippocrates. So that's like ancient Greece, and it was still used in the Victorian era. Like that's how long it stayed around. And then it evolved, and you still had hysterics, but then other things were prescribed, like massages, and sometimes with an electric accompaniment to help the massages down there, and like hot baths to help these hysterical women and their emotions. And now today,
that part I can kind of see. Like when you're anybody that's a little bit nutty, if you take a massage or some kind of hot bath, it'll calm you down. The smelling salts seem to do the opposite, though.
Yeah, well, they'll wake you up. And interestingly, it's flipped now. And smelling salts, well, these actually belong to our producer, Amber, who randomly just had them. Like, I ordered mine online. She's like, I've got some in my pocket that she uses every day. But a lot of athletes use them for working out.
I am seeing these on TikTok more often and more often and more often now. And I haven't kind of dived into it yet because I feel like if it's going to give you that jolt, I feel like I'll be addicted to it.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to use it for long term. Like, it's fine once in a while. And what it really does is it makes you take in a deep breath, which regulates your breathing and does all this other sciencey stuff to your body. So they're not dangerous to do like once or twice, but long term, if you're doing it daily, can cause like lung damage and things like that. But that's like anything that you do, right? So I want to see if you guys can hold up to what these emotional women on their periods in the Victorian era were having to sniff when they got a little too emotional. Okay. So we're going to play Puff Puff Pass, except Sniff Sniff Pass. We're going to open the bottle. You're going to smell it. Just, like take a deep pixie stick smiles. Jesus, have I taken these
Maybe
this morning?
You should go first.
Oh my God. So I'm going to pass it to KK. So just all you have to do is open it. You don't have to shake it. It's a gel that's inside. So you're just going to sniff the bottle.
Okay. How close does my nose need to do I need to be in it or just near it?
Near it.
Okay.
I'd get all up in it.
Yeah.
And like a big...
Yeah, remember, this is I'm the one that did the cinnamon challenge and ended up in the urgent care. So
wow, you're going to take out a whole show today. Have a best of ready.
Make sure Bert goes last. We don't want him to sniff up all the aroma.
I don't have very good nose-hand-eye coordination either, so...
Okay.
So is this what... Oh,
that was
Okay. Good morning.
Ooh, it's like the menthol that creeps up your nose and starts to go down back of your throat.
Oh, I like that.
Looking
It's
ready to go
not
next.
bad. It's not bad. That wakes you the heck up,
Is
man.
it like the Vicks that your mom used to put on your chest? Oh,
Yes.
I like that.
It's like you
love
just
Vicks.
snorted Vicks.
Are your eyes watering now?
No, But it I probably should have inhaled a little more, but I was scared because I was the first. All right.
Go back in.
No. All right, ready? Catch?
I'm ready. Come on.
Have y'all tried those boom boom sticks?
I've seen them
all over.
advertised. I just don't know what they are.
I have a feeling it's something like this.
It's very menthol.
Is this the same stuff they use to wake like football players up?
Yes.
Or boxers up?
Boxers, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Big one.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah. Nice little jolt.
okay.
But it's not bad, right?
It's not bad at all.
Oh,
it's a
wait.
little intense at first.
Yep.
But then, yeah,
And this was supposed to bring you right back to center. Do you feel like back to center now?
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well,
I'm a little nervous, but you guys seem like you like it.
Yeah.
I might have enjoyed that.
No,
Come on, Abby. All the cool kids are doing it.
you didn't take a big enough
yeah,
whiff.
you got to get up in there.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe the nose job
my
was
God,
blocking
yeah.
it.
Yeah, maybe the nose job is blocking. That's what I was going to say.
Just go.
Dang.
Nothing.
Are you not close enough? There.
That third one was gnarly.
It feels like when you accidentally get water up your nose in
Yes.
the pool. That's what it feels like.
Okay, yeah.
Like that
Bring it over
chlorine
here,
water?
man.
Okay.
All right, I want you to take a big old whiff.
Yeah, it feels like the 90s. I'm the last one to get the Dutchie pass. All right.
Hey.
Oh. Okay.
I think the show has a new addiction.
Okay.
Gonna go ahead and say I expected
Oh.
more revulsion from all of you, and instead I think it's an addiction.
Oh, you know what? What it means is like we're all in hysterics.
Real
Yummy.
hysterical.
Listening live to the radio still has its benefits. In fact, if you're listening right now, of course you need money because you're probably up going to work. So let me give you $100. 1-855 Bert Show, but you're going to have to earn it a little bit here. We're going to play Lose Bert's Money. I am going to give you a very superficial trivia question. 3 of you guys will compete against each other. With every incorrect answer, I take $10 away until you've got nothing, nada, zero. 1-855 Bert Show. I think I got an easy one for you guys today, though, because the last one was so hard we didn't get a winner at all. I think someone's getting it today. 1-855 Bert Show. So while we're waiting for you guys to call right now, Mo has a personal connection to a big-time celebrity, a legend, actually, that passed away over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bittersweet, rough weekend for myself and some of my family who was really close to Irv Gotti and some of his family. If you're not familiar with who Irv Gotti is or was, he's a famous producer, a legendary producer in hip hop who created Murder Inc. Records back in '98, I believe, and he's most infamous for signing the likes of Jay-Z and DMX. And I had mixed feelings about it for a couple reasons, but one of my favorite Irv Gotti stories, so I think kind of tells you exactly who Irv Gotti was when he found DMX, before anyone knew who DMX was. At the time, Def Jam was like the biggest record label for hip-hop in the world. And Leor and all of the leaders of Murder Inc. did not want to sign DMX. They thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And they felt like he's loud, he barks. He's like, who wants to listen to that? Who wants to hear somebody barking on a record? And
I got my hand up.
and I remember Irv saying to Leor at the time that there are way more people who listen to hip hop in the streets of this country who will relate to DMX who cannot relate to you. You wouldn't understand. And he signed DMX regardless of what they wanted. He actually did it behind their back. And then DMX obviously went on to be one of the greatest and biggest selling hip hop artists of all time. So that's who Irv was. Like, he stands on business when he has a vision and has a dream. And that's what made him the visionary that he was. And, you know, that led to hits with J-Lo, Ashanti, Ja Rule, Lloyd, Fat Joe, you name it. There was a point in hip hop when pretty much it felt like every record, like Irv had his finger on. He had something to do with. And I was fortunate enough to meet Irv when I was about 19 or 20 years old. And the moment that I will always remember about Irv Gotti is the first time I met him. I was at that time, I was brought on as a songwriter to work for Murder Inc. And it was a lot of songwriters, as you can imagine, at that time that were trying to get a record with Murder Inc., with Ashanti or with Ja Rule or with anybody. And I was the youngest guy there. I was coming every single night for about maybe a month. But no one noticed me. No one recognized me. No one gave me a shot. And I was afraid, really, these guys were like people who had already had hits with Ashanti and Ja Rule at this time. These guys already sold millions of records. I didn't have one writing credit. I was a 19-year-old kid trying to find my way. And no one would put me in the booth. It doesn't work like that. Like, you have to take your opportunity. You have to show them I want this more than anyone in here. And I'll never forget, of all the people, because Irv was considered the leader. So when Irv walked in, you can kind of feel everybody get a little tense and everybody tried, like, they didn't know how to react. And Irv came to me and was like, "What are you doing?" And he didn't know me, didn't ask me my name, anything. Just said, "What are you doing?" And I was like, working on something. And he's like, "Why are you working on it in a room by yourself where no one's going to know that you worked on it? Come with me." And then he takes me in a room. I will never forget this. I walk into this booth. And everyone is there. DMX is there. Ja Rule is there. Ashanti is there. Like, everyone who was on this record label is there. And it was called the Crack House because that's where they made hits. That's why so it was like this really big booth and everyone is outside of it and it's this really big window. And he said, "So you're a writer? Well, we need songs for Lloyd's album. So go in there and give us something." And I was like, "I can't sing." And he said, "We don't need you to sing. Just sing the idea and we have Lloyd come in and sing it." So I'm like, "Right now?" He's like, "Yeah, right now." I'm like, okay. So I went in the booth and I sung what I was working on. And I'll always remember, I'm probably the most terrified I've ever been.
I bet. How old were you again?
Like 19.
Wow.
19 or 20. And I sung it, and I just remember everybody in the room, like, not really reacting. They were just listening. And I didn't realize at the time it was because they liked it. They were shocked. They didn't expect it to be any good. But when I came out of the booth, Irv, he didn't say anything to me at first. I literally just walked out, and everybody just kind of went back to what they were doing. I had no idea if I was good or not. I didn't know. And I walked out, and I went back to that corner where I was and sat by myself. And eventually, before they left, he came out to me, and he was like, that was great. Why was you holding on to that? And I was like, I don't know. He said, listen, only reason I put you in there is because I knew you were afraid. Mm-hmm. And he said, the moment I said it, I saw the fear. I saw like the belief in yourself leave. You're never going to make it in this industry if you feel that way. If you go in there and fail, you go in there and fail, but go in there and do it, and go in there and believe in yourself. And then he just walked away. And that was the first time I ever met Irv Gotti.
Wow.
And then that led to me being around more. And I think from that moment on, that might be a part of where we always talk about how I don't have fear when I go into things. Mm-hmm. That probably plays a big part in it, because I realized in that moment, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, right? Like, either they're going to love it or they're not going to love it. But either way, I'm going to go in here with no fear. I'm going to go in here not nervous, and I'm going to do my best. And that whatever happens, happens. But you just have to believe in yourself, because no one's going to give you opportunity. You have to take it. And I learned that from Irv, and I always remembered that, and I'll always appreciate it. And it was kind of tough just seeing, like, having his family on one end call me, talk to me, tell me what they were going through, and then going online and seeing, like, how so many people who have never met him and only know rumors were talking so bad about him. And I got it from 50 Cent. That was the thing. 50 and Irv has had this beef, and it's a real beef. It's more than music beef, and they've hated each other their whole life. And 50 was saying things about him that wasn't great in his passing. And that part I understood because he knew him personally. But I just, this world that we're in, I think it hit me a little different because I know Irv personally. And this world that we're in, where when people pass, it's no longer the finale of things. I kind of miss the world when somebody died. That's just it. Their story ends. They're not here anymore. They still have a family. They still have people who love them, who really didn't have anything to do with what you may or may not know them for. And it's always bothered me. But this one bothered me a little more, you know, because of the personal connection. And I just don't know when we've gotten to this place where when someone passes away, it's like everybody's moment to jump on and to dance on their grave and to throw dirt on their name. And it's like the guy did so much great. And for me personally, Irv has helped me a lot. He's put money in my pocket. He's given me a lot of confidence, and he's put me in rooms to where I can make connections with a lot of the people I still have connections with today. So for me and for a lot of people, Irv was a very special human being. And I just think at some point in life, we should get back to when somebody gives you something. If they give you something while they're here that you can use, you should hold on to it and cherish it. And if they don't, they don't. But this whole celebrating the fact that somebody has died thing, I think is super weird. And I've thought it was weird since the Kevin Samuels thing, and I've become numb to it. But at this point, it's just like, I don't want to be numb to that. Like, I want to stand on business when somebody you love or somebody who has done well for you passes and people are throwing dirt on their name. I think you should scream from the mountaintop that you love this person and what this person did for you. And I just wanted to take a second to do that for Irv Gotti.
Man, thanks for sharing that, dude. Wow, what a time for you.
Yeah, man, it was
amazing.
It was great.
All right, let's lighten it up here a little bit and try to give some cash away. All right, I call it Lose Bert's Money. I got $100 right here, right now. I'm going to ask you a superficial trivia question. With each incorrect answer, we take $10 away. I think you guys are going to get this one today.
You just jinxed it.
No. I think this one is going to be done. We're giving money away today, all right? Here is the question. We just got past Super Bowl weekend, and it was the slowest weekend of the year. For what? Super Bowl weekend is the slowest weekend of the year for what? Hey, Beth, good morning.
Good morning.
Beth, where are you calling us from?
From Lawrenceville.
Okay,
I had to think about that one for a
that's
second.
tough. I should give you $10 just.
Yeah, I'm like on my way, so I'm like traveling through, but that's currently where I am.
Hey, Beth, going through Lawrenceville, you got the first crack at $100, and the question is this. Super Bowl weekend just passed. Slowest weekend of the year for what?
Ooh, traffic?
Traffic. Oh, I did notice that for sure, even before the game.
That was my first thought.
Is traffic. It is not the right answer, but a great guess. All right, let's move on to Micah now. Hey, Micah, good morning.
Good morning, it's Mika. Liquor sales?
I'm sorry? Liquor sales.
She's going right in. She's like,
Yeah,
I'm not
she's
telling
like-
you where I'm from.
Where are you from?
I want that $90.
She means business.
Mika.
Georgia, sorry.
It's okay.
It's all right. It says liquor sales. I would think it would be just the opposite.
Yeah, higher.
That is not correct. All right. You might still have a correct another shot at this. So we're down to what, $80 now?
We are $80 for Cindy.
Hey, Cindy, where are you calling us from?
Good morning, Woodstock, Georgia.
Woodstock, Georgia. All right. Super Bowl weekend. Slowest weekend of the year for what?
Went to the movie theater.
Oh, that's
what?
movie theaters.
Movie theater.
Oh.
That's a really, really great guess. These are better than the one that I have. Just not the correct one I'm looking for.
I told you jinxed it.
Yep, not so easy after all.
We're getting a winner today. I'm telling you. Someone's going to get this. All right, Beth, back to you. Super Bowl weekend. Slowest weekend of the year for what?
Gas station?
Gas station. Okay.
She went from traffic to gas.
That is
That's
not.
where my mind is. My mind is on traffic.
That is not correct. All right. We take $10 off.
Yep. Now we're to Mika for 60.
What you got, Mika?
I'm gonna say proposals.
Proposal. Who's going to propose during the Super Bowl?
I saw someone get proposed to in Philadelphia. They were so happy that the Eagles won, and they popped the question.
That is not correct. That is not correct.
All right.
Now,
Cindy,
Cindy for 60?
50.
50, Cindy.
Gonna stick with my entertainment theme and say going to the bowling alley.
Going to the bowl. I know it's going bowling.
She's going to name everything. Restaurants.
No bowling, no football.
That is not correct.
Uh-huh.
All right, back to Beth. Super Bowl weekend, slowest weekend of the year for what?
Event planners?
Event planners. It's a very good question. I mean, answer, very good answer. And you're dancing around it, but no.
I think I know what it is now.
I think I do too.
Get it!
There are two of the answers that are kind of dancing around it right now.
Mika, we're dancing. Come on, girl. For 30. What is it?
Oh gosh, babies coming out, being born.
Wait,
I
what?
don't know.
Being born. Babies are like, not this weekend, Mom.
We're dancing.
No! I got to watch Mahomes do his thing. I'm staying in here for another 24. That is not the correct answer.
All right. Cindy, again, for $20. Y'all have danced all around it.
Yep.
I think Mo, Abby, and I think we know what it is.
Yes, I think I know what it is.
All right.
Wedding.
Weddings. Yes. Super Bowl weekend is the slowest weekend of the year for weddings. I knew we'd get a winner today. Congratulations.
Right.
Thank you. Yay.
Don't spend that $20 everywhere or one place.
Look, neighborhood to neighborhood, man. There's a lot of tension going on out there. In fact, Katie, our producer here, has a war, she says, a war going on in her neighborhood.
And I don't know where this war, like why it started, because my neighborhood used to be peaceful until the old heads started having beef with the youngins in the neighborhood.
Is that right? It's a generational gap thing here.
Maybe.
Okay.
It may be that. So last week I came in here and I told you all that basically I missed an HOA meeting that I shouldn't have missed. It was one for the books
It
because
had everything.
there was tension, there was arguments, they couldn't come to an agreement on anything, and they're like, all right, after this meeting we had to have an emergency meeting. They tried to have an emergency meeting, things went sideways at the emergency meeting. And so from there I'm used to getting like snail mail to say, hey, your fees are due, and I ended up getting a letter on my door.
I said this last time you came in here. This to me is so exhausting. Like your neighborhood, your home should be the one place you hope would be the most calming thing in your life. The last thing after sitting through meetings during the day that you're half checked out of anyway is having to come home and do more meetings.
And that's why I usually skip the meetings, because I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Like, what is so important about a neighborhood that doesn't even have a clubhouse? We don't have a pool. Typically, when they're talking about something, it's about, hey, the retention pond needs a new fence and landscaping. I don't know what else is going on that would cause so much tension right now, because our neighborhood is plain. It is simple. So after I received a letter taped to my door saying your fees are due to a different person, I was confused. Then I received an official snail mail letter saying from the old head saying, no, send it to us. And there was some back and forth, and I didn't know what was going to happen.
There's been mutiny within the HOA.
Yes. So I was hoping that maybe we would get some faster information, but no, I've been waiting 2 to 3 business days, because after I talked to you all, I got 3 more letters in the mail Like, this is really snail mail to understand the drama going on in my neighborhood. So the 4th letter I received was like, this is official. Dues are only due to us. This is our second notice, right? And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do here. And I was on the fence of, I'm not paying my fees until y'all resolve whatever beef y'all have.
Because you don't know who you're paying.
Right, because I don't know who I'm paying. Am I paying the old heads or the youngins? Which one? Because my neighborhood, the HOA decided they wanted to split and make 2 HOAs in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Which I don't even think that's legal.
You need a third political party.
So then the next letter I received was a letter of embezzlement. They said, do not send your dues to the youngins. If you send your dues to that address and they receive those funds, that is embezzlement. It's illegal. It's fraud. Like, it was like official, we're going to take legal action. Like, everything escalated.
It would be fraud because they're impersonating an HOA when they are indeed not a HOA and receiving funds.
Man, if I go to jail and I got to tell somebody I'm here because I impersonated an HOA president,
You got to lie.
I get whatever I deserve.
So now I'm even more confused. I'm like, what? Then the next day, guess what?
No.
I received another letter, y'all.
Oh no.
This letter was from the youngins.
Oh.
And it was a retraction letter.
This is crazy.
Fight back.
Right. So then they sent a letter saying, we're so sorry. Tensions got a little hot. We apologize for all the confusion. Ignore any letters that you've received from us. And we're going to work together and come together as a community for the HOA and try to come to a resolution.
So it sounds like somebody was a little overly confident in Microsoft Word, but then when it got into everybody's mailboxes, they freaked out.
And the next day I received another postmarked letter.
Come on.
no.
Man.
And I'm telling y'all, like, this is a stamp coming to my P.O. box. Like, these are actual physical letters. And this letter is like, all right, as we try to resolve, this letter's from the old heads. We are going to try to work with the youngins here so that there's not 2 HOAs in this neighborhood. But 2 people have stepped down from the board.
Oh.
So we are going to have another meeting to elect new board members.
That was 2 smart people. Whoever they were.
Yet another meeting.
So hopefully we can come together and have an in-person meeting.
Well, this is perfect because then some of the youngins can get on the HOA board, and then there you have it. Now you've meshed both worlds.
Yes.
This is just too much for a neighborhood who is debating over a retention pond.
It has nothing to do with showing off your body, but Abby thinks that there is one item that you should be wearing out to a bar for sure if you want to get hit on. We will get into that in just 1 second. Let me ask you guys this question. We've talked about splitting the bill on a first date before. Some people say yes. Some people say no. Mo and I are absolutely against it. We're a little old school here. Like, we are paying for that first date, right?
Absolutely.
Does the amount of money count, though? Because I am reading here, this is ridiculous. There is a Brazilian fitness influencer that looks like you would think a Brazilian fitness influencer would look.
Completely heinous. Just,
You know, if you like that kind of thing.
if that's your bag.
So she's just saying online that she meets a guy online and they decide, because he's in really great shape also, that their first date, you know, the get to know date is going to be at a juice bar. It's a very fitness influencer thing to do, I would say.
Tracks.
Yeah, it definitely tracks.
So they go and they have a splendid time for an hour at the juice bar.
Taking their shots of wheatgrass.
Splendid.
Just a splendid, lovely time.
That's a date where you know your bowels are going to be working real good after you get home.
So the bill comes and it's $8. $8. He says, we're going to split this.
No.
Are you kidding me?
All right, he's got a Brazilian influencer in front of him. He must be equally hot, I'm guessing. And says, hey, we're going to split this bill. And she's like, okay. I mean, I will give you my $4. That's fine. And then she leaves and she says that I'm not calling this guy back, right? But her reasoning for it, I think, made a lot of sense, although there could be some wiggle room here. She says, if he can't invest in a juice, how is he going to invest in a relationship? Okay. She says, I'm not asking for a wealthy guy, just someone who knows how to take care of me and who values my presence. Do you buy that or not? Or does the amount count? in a case like this? Like, let's say if it was $75 and he asked to split it, is that more or less outrageous than $8?
Well, if we're being fair in terms of like, equity, equality, she should also value his presence because he's also giving up his time to spend with her. So why does his time have no value?
That's why my first thought was who asked who on a date.
I don't know.
Because if she asked him on a date, nah, I'm not gonna lie. Either way, I feel like it's ridiculous. It's a little petty. It's just it's the amount for me. It really. If it was $100, $200, I could understand. Maybe he's in a position where he feels like we can split this. We're both splitting time. But for $8, you take care of the bill. Yeah.
It does feel a little bit penny pinching. It does feel like, oh, okay, we're going to bat for $4, but it is a first meeting. And if he wasn't interested and he's like, I'm not throwing away this $4 on this ugly Brazilian influencer.
Ugly.
That's a wild sentence.
That's an oxymoron.
That's why I said it. It does feel like he's really going to bat for no reason. And for me, it wouldn't bother me. I try to go into every date thinking we're going to split this because I don't know this man. I don't know if he wants to split things or not, but it does feel a little unchivalrous.
What it screams to me, and this is pure speculation because none of us were on the date. None of us know how the date went, right? So a person can be the most beautiful person in the world on the outside, but their personality can make them heinous, as I said earlier. So maybe she was not charming. Maybe she has a bad personality. Maybe he didn't have a good time and he knows he doesn't want to see her again. So he wanted his $4 make me holla.
If I had the worst time of my life on this date with a Brazilian fitness influencer, I'm giving it a second shot.
Absolutely.
Well, we know where your bar is set, sir.
I'm saying it's on me, man.
I got $8 for that any day of the week.
And I'm giving her 200 extra.
I mean, that's prostitution.
All right, Abby, what's the one thing that a woman should wear to a bar? Has nothing to do with clothing or showing off your body if you want to get hit on.
Now, if you're a Brazilian fitness influencer, you should definitely be wearing a low cut top to get some attention. But if you are me or the average lady out trying to get some attention out at a bar, there is one thing that is going to make all the difference. And the first time I wore this out, I thought it was just a fluke. The first time I wore this was out in Ireland. I was out with my girls on my girls trip, and we could not stop getting hit on. So many people came up to us while we were wearing this, and it all has to do with these fun little trucker hats that we had on. Yes. Now, I thought it was a fluke at first because I'm like, we're on vacation, we're all rowdy, we're all having a good time. Like, of course, like we're the fun Americans at the bar. Of course, the people are going to want to talk to us wearing a trucker hat that says "Wine 'em, dine 'em." Oh, I can't say that on the radio. Yeah.
Yep. Insert number here.
Insert number here. And then I had literally the greatest weekend of my life out with a friend on the Beltline. So we head out and I'm wearing just like your typical going out outfit, jeans, wedges, the whole thing. But I meet her and she's wearing a cute little dress and she's got a trucker hat on that says, "You look like you love me," like that Ella Langley, Riley Green song. And when I tell you, every single bar, we were getting stopped. The men I was approached by this weekend have never once looked my way. The caliber of men that hit on me was insane. And I think it's because they felt so comfortable approaching us because they had a little thing to grab onto and say, "Oh, I love your hat. I love that song."
This is so obvious to me. I don't know a bit about Mo, but this is so obvious to me. This is like a no-brainer. First of all, I know dudes don't use the word adorable very much, but I think women, girls in trucker hats are absolutely adorable. Little ponytail in the back there also. And the message in front. It just says to me as a guy, this would be somebody that I'd be looking for. Somebody down to earth. Somebody that's down to have fun. Somebody that's not totally and completely into their appearance. This would be a home run across the board.
Both of us got proposed to at the bar. There was a man who proposed to me at Painted Park. There was a man who proposed to her twice at Lady Bird. And I think it's important to note, like, I was the one with my boobs out. She was the one with the trucker hat on. She was the one that got approached way more than me. Right. So, ladies, get on Amazon, get yourself a hat.
Start putting the trucker hat on your boobs, and maybe you'll have a little bit more attention.
Double whammy.
So it sounds like that. So when I get this question often in Ask Me Anything, and I do those a couple of times a month on Instagram, there's always one that trips me up because I always feel like I'm dancing around it because it doesn't apply. And the question is, when's the last time somebody on the Bert Show really bugged you? And I now have an answer, but I haven't in the past because I generally like and love all of you guys. But there is one person that has been bugging me on the show.
Oh, jeez.
It's you, Kristen.
I knew it. I knew it. I felt it in my soul for some reason.
I'll tell you what it is. It's this damn workout thing that you got going on. This dabbling in the idea of working out, then asking for help and never taking it, and then saying you're going to do something about it, and then saying, I don't want to sweat, or...
We need to clarify.
No, we don't.
No, that's pretty
What you
clear.
said.
That's pretty clear. So the last time was last night. We were all at Roomies. We were just hanging out. It was Kristen, Mo, and Abby and I. And Kristen has decided that now she needs to do some strength training. Your doctor told you that.
I didn't decide, but the nurse practitioner that I've been seeing when I did like my body analysis or whatever, apparently I'm weak AF and I need to do some strength training. So I've been doing hot yoga for a hot minute for quite a while, but apparently that's not enough. So this was probably like a year ago when we first talked about this, and I was asking for suggestions about strength training. And yes, I may have mentioned that I didn't want to sweat because I already sweat massively twice a week. And when you're as a woman trying to figure out your hair washing schedule, you can't be sweating all the time. So I was down to do like hot yoga 2-3 times a week and then sprinkle in some strength training, right?
Yeah. So yesterday, sprinkling it in. Okay. So last night at dinner, we have like one of these micro gyms downstairs, right? I haven't even been in there, but from what
really
I
nice.
understand, it's got a couple of different things in
Yeah,
there.
it does. It's nice.
You can work
shower and stuff.
Yeah. You can work every muscle problem. I'm guessing that you need to in
Almost.
a gym like that,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. Mm-hmm.
So Kristen's like, you know what? So I'm going to start hitting the gym for like 20 minutes.
Yes.
I'm going to start strength training. I'm like, okay, that sounds great. You know what? And she's like, but I don't go in there because I don't know how the equipment works. And so I again offer to Kristen, look, let me just go down there and at least, I don't want to watch you work out or anything, but to get you over your insecurity, let me at least show you how to work out properly and how the machines work. And I will never, ever, like intrude on your workout ever again. And what did you say last night?
I said, I'm not asking you to fix my problem. I just want you to listen to my problem and let me vent because I just want to complain and not do anything about it.
That's what she said. She don't want to work out.
After she said, Mo, tell me what days you go so I can go on the other days.
Because I know you're an introvert and I did not want to intrude on you working
It's
out.
a public gym.
So like over a year ago, you recommended the Fitbot app, right?
Yes.
And so I downloaded it.
Yes.
And I've never used it.
I mean, but you did burn some calories going to the App Store and downloading it.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes.
I was telling these guys last
I
night.
think this is very relatable, by the way. I think there's a lot of people out there who are in the same boat as me. You have good intentions. You just don't freaking act on them.
I'm not going to even offer anymore because you really don't want to work out. And I said this to
No,
these guys.
I don't. Who freaking does?
That's a fact.
Yeah, half the time I like to work out, but it has to be done, right?
I know.
Because you got a son and all, and he'd appreciate it. So
Now you're starting to sound like my husband.
I was telling these guys last night that you can tell when somebody is into working out or not. I had a listener last week that said, "Hey Bert, will you do me a favor? I heard you talking about AI and putting together a fitness routine for me. Will you do that for me? I don't have the time to put one together." And I wrote her back and I said, "Absolutely not. Because if I do that, you're not going to work out." I mean, it's a clear sign that you don't want to work out. You can't even go down there and look at the equipment.
Is this reverse psychology? Are you trying to get in my head to force me to go down there? Because it's not going to work.
All of the strength that you put into not going, that should count towards your strength.
All right, so Jelly Roll yesterday puts out this great video, and it has to do with just this, right? Because dude said his goal is to like be on the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine in March or something?
Men's Health Fitness. I think this time next year, that's his goal, which I think is very attainable. You got a full year to get it going, and seeing his progress is very satisfying.
Yeah, so dude yesterday, I guess, was out in California, and he's taking one of those hikes up the Hollywood Hills, and he didn't want to do it at all. And he's busting his ass, and that's a big dude. So him getting up those hills, he just woke up one morning, he's like, I don't want to do this. But he got up to the top, and he actually forced himself out of bed and did it. And he made this video, which I thought was really cool and appropriate, considering what you said last night.
Okay.
Man, I hope y'all are getting out and moving today. It's worth the sacrifice, y'all. It's worth the pain. I realize today that some days when I get out here in this process of trying to make this massive life change, that some days I come out here and I feel great. I mean, from the moment we start, I feel good. But today kind of reminded me that sometimes you have those days, man, where you just don't feel it at all. And even as you get walking, you don't feel it. But, man, those are the most gratifying to go do that work, y'all. Can't live in a false sense of this thing not sucking, right? Like, you're making this big of a life change. It's going to hurt. Stick with this, and I'm going to see you May 4th. And we are going to do this thing together, y'all. Love y'all, man.
Anything there?
Yes. So this is what's going to happen. I'm already signed. I'm doing hot yoga today. All right.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
After the show.
Okay.
I am going down to that gym. I'm going to look around, see what's down there.
And then leave.
No. No, I swear. Tomorrow after the show, and if you would like to accompany me and show me some machines and give me some tips, because I said this last night with my anxiety, going to new places, you hold yourself back. Once you go and you're familiar, then it's a non-issue, but it's jumping over that hurdle, which is really stupid. And I saying it out loud, it sounds stupid, but that's just how my stupid brain works. So tomorrow after the show, I will do 20 minutes of strength training downstairs in the gym.
I will be in and out of your hair down there in 5 minutes. That's
Perfect.
it. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how to work out slowly so you're getting the benefits and not going fast like I see everybody in the gym. 5 minutes in and out of there, and then you can leave when I leave.
Right behind them.
20 minutes, no sweating.
That's up to you. I'm only going to show you how it works.
It's not a lot of AC in there.
Is there a local magazine that we can use to motivate you?
Oh,
that if
shut
you
up.
let's just say
Okay.
if you
Okay.
let me cook.
Yeah.
If you don't have to go on the cover of the magazine, but if you don't go to the gym at least once a week, even if it's for 5 minutes, you got to pose on the cover of the magazine.
That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Yes.
Look.
The young grasshopper has become the master.
The Padawan has graduated.
I think you got to commit to this, man. This is the motivation you need.
You got yourself a deal.
Okay. All right, there it is.
You got yourself a deal.
Okay, good.
Oh my God, what have I done?
So, the motivation was not being healthy for your son. It was getting on the cover of the magazine. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever
Don't play to my sentiments, play to my vanity, duh. Have you not met me? Oh, this was stupid. I don't know why I just agreed to do this.
There really is nothing more sobering than seeing pictures of yourself. Right? Mo and I were talking about that last night, right?
Man, you think you really did all that work on your body and see them pictures on vacation and think you've done nothing.
I've been really surprised, like at least within my friend and working group, those that I ask, like, what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? I feel like more often than not now they're saying nothing. And they're a married couple for a very, very long time.
Nothing.
Mo, his lady?
No, how I feel about Valentine's Day. Nothing.
How am I single and the only one with plans?
I've got plans.
I've got a whole weekend planned. Me and my lady are going out to Florida.
Woohoo!
My friend lady.
I said that before that. I just kind of feel like, look, you're in love and that's a huge deal. Should be celebrated a little bit. But you guys are like, yeah, we celebrate in different ways.
Listen, I have a kid now. He is 3, almost 4. So what have I been doing this week? Running to Michael's and getting supplies and making the Valentine's box for his Valentines and then buying the Valentines. And then also I signed up to be, help out with the Valentine's party. So getting the decorations for the Valentine's party and then also buying the Valentines that he needs for the kids and then getting a little something for the teacher as well. That's what I've been doing. Well, there's no love left for my husband because I've given it to my child and the students in his class.
I mean, you're literally in Michael's already making handcrafted hearts or whatever. Why can't you make one for Bart?
No, he doesn't want that.
That's rich coming from the man who refuses to handwrite any thank you card or letter ever.
I give letters. You just demand handwritten, and I type them.
You want her to craft something from Michael's, and you won't even scrawl out one sentence.
Because you wouldn't be able to read what I write.
Hot meat kettle.
So yes, Valentine's Day here is right around the corner. And at this point, we turn it over to our producer, Rebecca.
Yeah, so I'm a single woman in her early 30s, or just 30, because I don't like to say early 30s yet, because I'll start saying that when I'm 31, I think. With Valentine's Day coming up, I've been listening to a lot of Sabrina Carpenter, maybe to like a clinical degree. And I dare say, She is this generation's Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
She dethroned Taylor Swift.
Oh, absolutely. Because as Shakespeare famously once said, to be or not to be, that's that me espresso.
Listen, Sabrina Carpenter could have written Romeo and Juliet, but Shakespeare could not have written Juno.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's a solid point. Solid
It
point.
is.
For never was a story of more woe than this of Sabrina Carpenter and her Barricchio.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
Well
guys.
that was good.
Thank you.
Snaps.
And I'm putting you all to the test. And please, please, please don't prove me right. Because I've cherry picked Sabrina lyrics and Shakespeare sonnets. And it's up to each of you to tell me which is the carpenter and which is the bard. It's Sabrina versus Shakespeare. I'm giving you 2 lines.
All right.
One of them is from Shakespeare and one is from a Sabrina Carpenter song.
I clearly am the only one in here going to get these right because I'm the only one that believes in love.
Which one of these is Sabrina Carpenter? There's no gravity in the words we write. Or, knock, knock, who's there?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Too obvious. Knock, knock, who's there has got to be Sabrina Carpenter.
Knock, knock, who's there is from Macbeth.
What?
That is Shakespeare.
Gotcha.
Wait. He was the OG knock knock joke?
He made the original knock, knock joke.
That might be his greatest accomplishment.
Yes. Now I see his brilliance.
Now I understand.
Okay, Kristen, which is Sabrina? Mm-hmm. I will wear my heart upon my sleeve, or I have never seen an ugly truth that I can't bend.
I'm going to say I will never see an ugly truth that I can't bend.
Is Sabrina?
Yes.
You're correct.
All right.
That is from the song Lie to Girls. All right, Cassie, you're an English lit major. I have faith in you. Which one is Sabrina? Guess I'll end this life alone, or I've been in such a pickle.
I've been in such a pickle.
Yeah, that's from The Tempest. Good
Really?
job.
Dude was kind of basic.
Yeah. Mo, which one is Sabrina? Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. Or, jealousy is the green-eyed monster.
Whatever monster is inside you, don't let him out tonight, is Sabrina.
You're right.
I know love.
Closet huge Sabrina Carpenter fan. Mo is.
My favorite on the low.
That's from Please, Please, Please. All right, Abby. Which one's Sabrina? All that glitters is not gold. Or, wherefore art thou? Why not uponeth me?
Oh, I love that from Bedcam. That's Sabrina.
That's Sabrina. Wow, you guys killed it. Rest in peace, Shakespeare. You would have loved short and sweet.
It is rare that we do War of the Roses where we test a dude to see if he's being loyal. It's very rare that we do that with somebody that already knows their man is cheating. I mean, what's the point in it, right? For those of you that are new around here, what is War of the Roses? Kristen?
So our To Catch a Cheater War of the Roses is when we have somebody come on, they suspect their significant other of cheating. So we send them an email from a fake florist and offer them some bouquets of flowers to send to whomever for free. And then if they take the bait and they get flowers and they send them, the fact that they took the bait, obviously who they're sending it to, and what the card says will speak volumes as to whether or not they are being faithful.
All right, Chrissy here says, don't waste time here trying to figure out if he's cheating. I already know he's cheating. So, Chrissy, what are we trying to do?
I just want more evidence to show what a ball of scum that he is.
Oh, okay, a ball of scum. See, now I always thought that was a fluid. I didn't know it could be solid enough to actually make a ball.
That's how scummy he is. He's solidified.
Yeah,
Scum of the scum.
All right, well,
completely true.
let's talk about this ball of scum for a second. So, what do we got?
Well, I mean, I know he's cheating. I've known this for like close to a month, but you know, I'm getting everything together. We live together, so it takes a minute to I don't want to storm out the door until I'm set up to do that. But I'm like gearing up to blow up this relationship, and I thought, you know, you could help me add some fuel to the fire so it's a bigger explosion.
Okay, well,
She wants to go nuclear on this puppy.
This gear, I've talked about this before. This gear that women have, like he has no idea that you know he's cheating.
Oh, he's clueless, completely clueless.
Amazing to me that a woman can live in a house with a guy knowing that he is cheating, and you could put the face on and he is totally oblivious. No clue at all that you know. Incredible to me.
I think some women have that gear. I think I was born defective because I was born without that gear. Because if I find out you're cheating on me, I'm burning your clothes in our front yard.
Hey, Tama, you just saved the part where she said she's defective. We'll play that over
I think
and
she
over
said
and
her
over again.
face is defective.
Well, that's why I got surgery, Kristen.
All right, Chrissy. Well, at least you know you are making this worse. So what's up?
So I should probably tell you just to start things out. My boyfriend has not said a word about any plans for Valentine's Day. But a few days ago, I got a text confirmation from Open Table for a really fancy dinner for two on February 13th at one of the nicest restaurants in town. And the problem is, I didn't book it. He did. On my Open Table account that I downloaded to his phone because he can't do anything for himself, of course.
Is it possible, because this seems like a pretty hefty allegation, is it possible that he's going to surprise you with this dinner on February 13th?
I mean, perhaps, but he usually likes to plan things closer to like a week ahead.
So that's not his MO.
Yeah, he has work events come up sometimes. So to see, that's his usual way. So I kind of, I don't think that it could be that.
So is this the beginning of you gathering evidence, or do you already have evidence and you're trying to get more?
Well, that was the beginning of me starting to dig, because I found out through my research that he also got it's a butt ugly piece of jewelry. Not for me, of course, for the side piece for the 13th, I guess. Meanwhile, my Valentine's gift, like, nowhere in sight. I mean, we do live together, so, I know where to look.
So you have other evidence that he has somebody on the side, and now you are, what are you hoping to get from our War of the Roses to solidify the fact that he is indeed this massive scumbag?
Yeah, you're leaving anyway, so is this going to push up the date? I mean, what's this going to do for you?
Like I said, it'll just make for it'll add a little volume to my outburst, I guess, because I want to do War of the Roses, because if he sends them to me, then it just shows how crazy cheap he is that he sends me the free flowers. And he gets her. It's an expensive but ugly piece of jewelry.
I see.
You're picking up what you're putting down.
I hadn't thought of that.
So he's shelling out for the fancy dinner. He's shelling out for the piece of jewelry. But for you, if he gets offered a free bouquet of flowers, the fact he sends a free bouquet of flowers to you just proves not only is he a scumbag, but he's a cheap scumbag.
Exactly. And if he sends them to her, then, obviously it still adds fuel to the fire. So
further evidence.
It's a win-win.
This is
a win-win.
Yeah, this is. I would argue it's just the opposite. It is the War of the Roses that is a lose-lose all the way around. Her man cheating is not the issue. She already knows that her man is cheating. She just wants to see if he's cheap and a cheater before she takes off.
Which is the bigger offense? Being a cheater or being cheap?
With our War of the Roses. This is a lose-lose all the way. There is no winner in this, right?
Absolutely
The
not.
way this is playing out. You want to explain what's going on here before we get into the results of War of the Roses?
So Chrissy called us up, and she's known for about a month now that her boyfriend is cheating on her. She knows he has a mistress. She knows he has a side piece. She's currently living with him, so she's getting her affairs in order, finding a place to go to when she blows up this relationship, which seems like this is going to be very soon. So she's been gathering evidence like a squirrel gathers nuts in the winter. Make sure you don't starve. And so the first thing she has her other evidence that she knows he's cheating. But for Valentine's Day specifically, she got a text message from Open Table confirming her reservation for February 13th at a very fancy restaurant. And she's like, he's not mentioned anything that I need to be prepared for something on February 13th. By the way, side note, February 13th is technically Mistress Day.
Yeah, that's kind of been the cliche on Valentine's Day for years and years and years. We've talked about this before, that the dude takes out the mistress on the 13th because he's got to spend time with his wife or his loved one on the 14th.
Yep.
So he gives the mistress a side piece the 13th.
So the open table thing happened. She did some more digging. He's purchased a nice piece of jewelry, which he says is a butt piece of jewelry, but expensive nonetheless.
A butt piece of jewelry?
Yeah.
Well.
A butt ugly piece of jewelry.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because there are those things, I think.
Man,
I bet
Cardi B
there
just got one.
is chains with some
Really?
BBLs on them.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a diamond in there.
What?
No, I'm serious. Y'all didn't see this?
What?
Cardi B has like a butt earring.
Like
She's
in,
got
Like
a
a butt ring.
She got a
Inside-
butt piercing?
Yes.
Where does it hang from? Like the hole?
like inside?
It's in there. She took a picture of it.
She pierced her sphincter.
Shut up. I'm looking
if
this
that's
up.
the name of it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like-
I'm serious. Yeah, look it up. Like the top part.
Oh, you mean this up here, the top of the
Yeah,
crack,
right.
not the butthole.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking about inside there also.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
gonna be
Not
messy.
all the way in there.
That's
no.
going to be messy.
Ooh, this looks painful.
I mean, it's still painful though.
Yeah.
That's
So
going to be
she
tough.
has-
You're going to have
okay.
to have like Costco-sized dude's wipes for that.
I was going to say, nobody needs to be piercing their butthole because that is just unsanitary and you're asking for an infection.
You do it with some coal, you could get a diamond. Think of all the pressure when you sit down.
I want you to repeat that, Chris. That's very wise advice.
What?
About like, no.
Hey, here's your PSA from the Bert Show today. Don't pierce your butthole because that's just screaming infection. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So sorry, Chrissy, that we got sidetracked on that.
So wise. I think I got that inside of a fortune cookie one time. Same advice.
Buddha said it a long time ago.
I wouldn't have ate that cookie.
And so Chrissy's basically like, listen, I know he's cheating, but I still am gathering evidence. And more so, he has dropped big bucks on this side piece. I want to know if you offer him free flowers, if he will send them to me. Because if she's getting all his money and I'm getting free flowers, that's going to peeve me off even more. And if he sends her the flowers, just further evidence that he's cheating on her.
No matter how this goes, we just had a listener that was on hold with a great suggestion but dropped out that you should cancel dude's dinner reservation. You already know where it is. So
Nice and petty.
that's the first thing to get back at him. All right, Chrissy. So let's get you some concrete results here. You asked us to test this cheater that you've been living with, and you know for a month he's been messing around. But is he going to take the side piece to this really nice dinner with this reservation and send you the cheap ass bouquet, or is he going to send that to her? You ready for your results?
I'm ready. I'm anxious, but ready.
Yeah, you know, you've got more than 1 foot out the door. The way I'm interpreting it, like both feet are out.
All right, so we sent a promotional email to the email address Chrissy provided for us for a boyfriend. He's offered a free bouquet of flowers, able to choose from several options with pictures. Number 1, endless devotion.
She ain't getting that one.
24 long-stemmed red roses, lush baby's breath, deep green Italian ruscus wrapped in an elegant red satin ribbon. This is a timeless, passionate, straight out of a romance novel bouquet. This is the bouquet for sweeping someone off their feet and professing your undying love.
I don't know which would be more offensive for him to send that particular bouquet to. Like if it's to Chrissy saying, oh, unlimited devotion, when she already knows he's having an affair, it just makes it even worse.
For sure.
Next, we have Flirt Alert. Hot pink roses, coral peonies, orange ranunculus, white anthuriums wrapped in a bold pink bow. This is fun, flirty, and impossible to ignore. This bouquet winks at you from across the room, orders a round of drinks, and knows exactly what it's doing. Give this to someone who makes you blush and keeps you on your toes. Next, we have Spice Things Up. Deep red dahlias, burgundy tulips, fiery orange lilies, exotic orchids, and wispy black pampas grass. This vibe is smoky, sultry, and guaranteed to turn up the heat. This is the bouquet you send when you want to say, I desire you, without actually saying it. Also, it smells amazing. And then lastly, we have Midnight Mystery. Black calla lilies, deep purple roses, dark blue hydrangeas, blood red amaranthus, and sprigs of dark eucalyptus. This is a mysterious, elegant, and a little dangerous bouquet. Ooh. Perfect for someone with main character energy, or for when you want to leave them wondering what else you have planned for the night.
Seems fitting.
All right, so Chrissy, these are the options we sent him. The man did not waste time. He took the bait, and he ordered flowers. And he chose endless devotion.
Oh, okay. So this is doubly bad.
No.
Okay.
The 20
it's even worse. That's the worst choice he could have made. Wait.
How endless could his devotion be? It's a free bouquet.
That's the thing and we still don't even know who he's sending them to yet.
24 long stem red roses. This is the bouquet for sweeping someone off their feet and professing your undying love. He set delivery for Friday, which is Valentine's Day. The delivery is set for a home address. The free flowers are going to you, Chrissy. He's sending the endless devotion bouquet to you.
It's even worse.
He's the worst. Could he possibly? He's like a flaming ball of scum.
Now we're on fire.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you even?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to throw a vase or something.
Do you even want to know what the card says?
Don't throw away the vase. You're going to need it Friday.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. I'm taking a deep breath. I'm holding on to the arm of the chair. What?
The card says, Happy Valentine's Day! Exclamation. All my love, Anthony.
Oh, it's leftover love. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, this dude's the worst.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a big fan of revenge, but I think this calls for some. I mean, he's just the worst. I don't even know what to do.
Do you know what's the fast track, Chrissy? Like, how soon can you get out of that place? Are you close to finding somewhere else you can go?
I'm really close to having a place for March 1. And I have a couple good girlfriends. In a pinch, I could crash with. I mean, it's not ideal. I hate to impose,
I hear you.
But between two of them, but I was hoping I could wait until the end of the month, like have the 28th be the blowout day and then just leave, move into the new place.
So we had one listener call up and suggest you cancel the reservation. Robert wants to go one step further than that. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Bert, do not cancel the reservations. I would just show up at the place.
Bravo.
Even though you don't have dinner reservations, just show up. Because you never know. Those roses really may be for you. The crappy jewelry may be for you, even though it's in bad taste. And he may have just set up dinner reservations for you and trying to fix things.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but just show up.
This is a win-win all the way around. All right, you end up showing up. You break up their relationship. It's shocking. And then we get the win on Monday when you report back to us exactly what happened. I mean, you're already in the L column.
You did say you were looking for a win-win. There it is.
There it is.
I gotta say, I do like a big dramatic scene with an audience.
Go for it.
That's your time.
Absolutely go for it. And you know what? You only see these in videos and in movies, but like a drink to the face, man, this is a pro. And then have somebody there that's recording it. Oh, we got this all worked out.
Girl, you have a chance to go viral on TikTok.
Yes.
Get some clout out of this. That's your win.
Has anybody ever witnessed that in person? Have you ever witnessed somebody throwing a drink on somebody else?
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, Cassie
You
has.
have? It's so satisfying.
I have. It was in the middle of a club. It was a frozen screwdriver. And it was dumped all over me.
Oh, what'd you do?
By who?
My friend and I were in a fight, and she threw a frozen screwdriver on me. So I tried to throw him back on her and missed and hit her friend.
It's your friends?
And weren't you like a jiu-jitsu MMA fighter back in the day or something?
Yes, I have a black belt in Taekwondo, but they don't
Put it
really
in the
teach you
Boston
how
crab?
to. Yeah, they don't teach you how to throw drinks. Just throw hands.
But it's frozen. It moves so slow.
That's because you gotta chuck it. It's like it's not a dump. It's a.
Sat there and let him finish.
It's like the sloth, man.
It was a little bit slushy by that point.
Okay.
All right, Chrissy, no matter what you do, please can we check back with you Monday? And I hope you go big on this thing. We'd love to hear from you.
I mean, I think I got to go big, and I love your listeners' advice. Thank you.
All right, good luck this weekend. Happy Valentine's Day.
No.
At least he's getting rid of this guy, man.
there you
Yes.
go.
Congratulations on dropping the dead weight.
We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye. All right, when somebody says they hit rock bottom, you got to sit up and you got to go, okay, what is rock bottom, Abby? You say you hit rock bottom.
They're like, how many rock bottoms do you have? Like, how many times can you come on the air and be like, this is as worse as it gets? But I'm telling you, I think I hit it this weekend. And I think anybody who's ever lived in an apartment complex or a woman who's ever lived alone is going to feel this in their bones, because I had the most humiliating experience of my life in my apartment hallway after I had to get something from the mailroom. So over the weekend, weekend, I got a package of cat litter because, I have 2 cats now. I have 2 kitty babies that I have to take care of. And I don't know if you know this, but cat litter is kind of a pain in the butt. It's extremely heavy. It's very tough to lug around. And so I get the alert on Wednesday and it gets shipped to my apartment. And I have like they have these lockers where you have a 3-day limit. And if you don't pick it up on the 3-day limit, they start charging you. So on Wednesday, I see that my cat litter's here and I'm like, I don't want to go get that. It's very, very heavy. I'm not going to do that. Thursday comes around, I get the alert, and I'm like, yeah, that's really heavy. I don't want to do that. Friday comes around, I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then Friday at 11 p.m. hits, and I go, shoot, I have to get this, or they're going to charge me like $20. So it's Friday night. All I want to do is go to bed. I'm so tired. I've just taken a shower. I'm in my comfy clothes. I got no bra on, and I'm like, I gotta go down. I'm going to see people. I don't want to. This is too exhausting. So I tell myself, okay, just go down. You're not going to see anybody. You're just going to get your cat litter, and it's going to be fine. You've got this. You've done this 1,000 times. It's 11:30 p.m. Who's going to be down there?
I love that you're literally having to give yourself a pep talk to walk down to the mailroom to grab cat litter.
Listen, depression is hard, Kristen. So I go down to the elevator, and there's this long hallway that leads to the mailroom. I mean, it is a trek to get to the mailroom. But again, pep talk. It's Friday night, 11:30. I can sit down, watch The Night Agent, and then pass out on the couch. It's going to be great. I get to the locker. I go, open it up, and there are multiple packages that I was not expecting. It's my cat litter package, and then it's a whole other package, and I can't leave it in there, so I've got to get them all out. So I'm like, you know what, Abby, pep talk, grab it. It's going to be fine. I reach in to grab this thing, and I'm like, this is brand new cat litter. I underestimated seriously how heavy this would be. It was easily 55 pounds. 55 pounds, exhausted, end of the week, Friday night. I want nothing to do with this. And I'm like, I genuinely don't know how I'm going to get this to my apartment. It is easily a quarter mile to get upstairs. I live on the top floor. This is at the end of the hallway.
No elevator.
No, there is an elevator, but there's a long trek to get to the elevator.
Okay.
So I'm pulling it out of the locker. I've got the other package that I've got. And then all of a sudden I hear some chatter down the hallway. It's like, I'm like, oh shoot, here I am. I'm in my puppy slippers, my mismatched sweatsuit. I've got a brown sweatshirt on top and like bright green pants on the bottom. Mascara streaks down my face from the shower I just had. And I'm like, oh my God, not only am I down here struggling with this 55-pound cat litter, but now everyone's got to see me struggle. So I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just grab it. It's going to cover me up so no one can see my face or my front parts, and we're just going to run. And so I pick it up, and immediately it slams to the floor because I'm exhausted. I did Pilates that day. I was sore. I couldn't do it. So I'm like, you know what? We just got to get out of here. So
you start. Oh, do you have to do the shove?
I did the shove.
What's the
so
shove?
now I'm hands down, booty up.
Yep.
Shoving the cat litter
Oh, no.
down
No.
the hallway. I've got my puppy slippers on.
Which are giving you no traction whatsoever.
Giving me no trick. So now I'm like slipping and sliding, and I'm pushing it, and I've got my head down so I don't have to look at these people in the eye. And I start pushing it, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Ma'am, can we help you?" And I look up and I go, "No!" And then I'm like, you know what? That's one person I'm going to see. It's 11:30 at night. Who else am I going to see? I start shoving. Shh, 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 shh. And then I start hearing chatter down the hallway. And it's a whole group of guys who have just left the gym. And I am shoving the cat litter to the elevator. It's like in the distance. I'm so close. I have like 5 more feet. And I look up and I'm like, there they are, sweaty and glistening from their gym workout. And here I am with 55 pounds of cat litter. I still have another package left in the mailroom that I have to shuffle back down and get. And I'm like, this is the most humiliating moment of my life. They say hi to me. I don't say anything.
Nobody offers to take it for you? None of these dudes that just left the gym?
One of the guys did, but not the guys that just left the gym. They were chattering. I think they looked at me and they're like, this looks like a charity case here.
That's on them.
I would have thought that was their moment to step up.
Yeah. Even so, it's just a polite thing to do.
You should know this. Guys only help hot girls. So when you look like a gremlin, and when you look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, they're not stopping to help you. I get in the elevator. I shuffle things into my apartment, and I just left my package down in the mailroom because I was like, I don't have the energy to do that. So I hope somebody enjoys my Amazon package from last weekend.
I say that's not on you. That's on them. Somebody should have said something.
They should have. They should have.
They should have thrown you a bone. Some kind of charity thing.
They should have thrown me a makeup wipe. That's what I needed.
I've said it for years. Guys fall into one of 2 categories, and I think Mo is going to prove that to us here in a second. You got guys that think every woman is hitting on them, and you've got guys that have no idea when a woman is hitting on them.
I was super confused. Till this moment, I have no idea if this woman was hitting on me or not. She even answered if she was hitting on me or not. and I still don't know if she was hitting on me or not. And I just wonder, right? As a man, we don't get hit on as much as women, obviously. So I don't know, like, how I'm supposed to respond in a situation like this. And I am curious to what you would like for your man to do if you were in a relationship with him. So I go out with my dude. It's just him and I. We're sitting at a bar having a couple drinks, celebrating life. And eventually a woman comes in. She's by herself, and she sits in the seat next to me. So I'm in the middle. My dude is on my right. She's on my left. Not thinking anything of it at first. I need to know more about that. Are there other chairs available on the left side of the bar? She specifically sits right next to you. And has she seen what you look like yet? I don't know if she saw what I looked like. She probably did. I would imagine she did, but it was the only available seat.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the only seat left. And we're at the edge of the bar in kind of that seat that no one really wants to sit in because you kind of can't see the TV and you're at the edge of the bar. She sits there. Okay. So the first interaction came when I said something to my dude. I don't remember what we were talking about, but whatever we were talking about, I remember making a point that was different than his point. And I was like, I don't think that's right. I think you should look at it like this. And whatever I said, she heard it and she chimed in and said, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think that's funny and I think you're right. Like, I guess she wanted to let it be known that she felt like my dude should listen to me. Okay. Which I agree with her. And that was it. And I was like, okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
I mean, sometimes people, when you're sitting at a bar, you kind of become, there's like a little bit of camaraderie that can happen there. And just platonic conversation can very much arise at a bar. If that's like a one-off, if it's a one-off, interjecting yourself into somebody else's conversation one time, I think is totally fine. But if this is about to lead somewhere else, I think she has ulterior motives.
Now, at this point, if I'm in your situation, I'm probably humping her leg.
Oh my God. Whoa.
That escalated.
It is the 9 a.m. hour.
Quickly. Well, see, this is the thing, though, right? In this situation, I'm already confused because I don't want to be rude, right? So I want to respond and say thank you and I appreciate it. But I also don't really want to give off that I'm interested in this going further. And at the same time, I don't want to be the person that's like, hey, I'm taken. Right? Like, no one asked you that, right? So it's like, I don't know what to do. So I responded. I was polite, but I was short. I don't think it was open-ended, right? And then I kind of felt that my dude was kind of looking at me like almost like it was rude. And I don't think I was rude. I just didn't really open my body up toward her for more conversation as he would have done, because that's the kind of guy he is. So, but a part of me did feel like I was being rude, even though I felt like I wasn't, right? Now,
just so I get his mentality, is the guy that you're hanging with a single dude?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he's just a talker. He just loves to talk. He loves to meet people and talk. That's his thing.
Or he might have been bummed. Maybe he wanted to talk to this girl, and if you're like, no, don't talk to me. It's a guy's day. He might have felt some type of way about that.
Or like you were C-blocking him or something?
Yeah.
No, he would have said it. Yeah, he would have said, let's switch seats. And I would have said, no problem. He had his eyes on something else in there.
Oh, okay.
So at that point, we continue on with our conversation, and I'm thinking, okay, that's the end of it. And then I hear her say, now, mind you, the way I'm sitting, I'm more so positioned towards him. So I kind of have to turn myself when she says something to me.
You kind of have like a half back to her.
Exactly. And so she eventually says, are you wearing something? She guessed. She tried to guess what my cologne was. She said, are you wearing blank, whatever it was?
Oh.
And then see, now I'm a little more confused. So I turned around and I was like, no, that's not what I'm wearing. I'm wearing something else. And then I answer her. And then she's like, oh, okay. It smells really, really good on you.
Okay. And now it's still, you're like on the fence about her hitting on you?
So, yeah. So then I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. So
that's when you could have said, my girlfriend got it for me for whatever.
See, and that's exactly what my girl said I should have done.
That's a perfect, she gave you the perfect open. Be like, oh yeah, no, it's blah, blah, blah. My girlfriend got it for me for my birthday.
Your girlfriend's better than me. I would have told you to throw a drink on her. Stay away from my man.
So I still at this point felt a little cringy bringing up my girlfriend because I don't know. I just don't want to do it too soon because then you just seem like the weirdo who thinks everyone's trying to hit on you when they're not.
I get that.
So I was.
But why do you care? You're never going to see this girl again.
I don't know. That's a big part of my problem.
It's a people-pleasing thing. Like, you don't want to just be mean to this woman for no reason who's just trying to be nice, even though I definitely think she's flirting with you.
She's 1,000. When she mentions the cologne and that's like a scent and like that, it's so obvious what she's doing.
So maybe she was trying to throw me off the scent per se. When the third interaction we had was literally, I go back to the conversation and then I hear her chime in again and she says, I just want to make it clear that I'm not hitting on you. And
she said that.
She says this.
Okay.
So I was like, I didn't know what to say to that. I'm like, oh nah, I didn't think you were. It's all good. I wasn't thinking about it.
She starts swinging in the other direction. She's like, I'm not even attracted to you a little bit.
That's what I felt was happening.
Actually, I think you're very below average looking.
I feel like she started.
Not even cute, homie.
You smell great, but your face.
Yeah, I think she was backtracking when she realized like this wasn't going to happen for her. She's like, oh, I better set up this smoke screen of me not being attracted to you at all.
This is like a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, you weren't hitting on me. Got it. Thank you. And then I go back to my conversation. And then at that point, she just gets up and leaves. And so I'm like, so my dude is like, do you think you were rude? And I was like, I don't know how I was supposed to handle
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't matter anyway. You're never going to see her again, so it doesn't matter if she's interpreting it as rude or not.
Okay, but as women, y'all feel like I should have shut that down on the second question.
You should. I think you handled it perfectly fine. I think what you did, like, I don't think you were rude. I think you engaged just the right amount, and then she took it however way. I literally think she came up and she sat there, even though that was the only seat open. She tried to engage in conversation with you because she was like feeling stuff out. And then after the cologne conversation, when that didn't go anywhere, I think she felt a way about herself. And so in order to make herself feel better, she needed to proclaim that she was not hitting on you. And then that's when she bounced.
You just hurt her feelings.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, she's probably never going to approach a guy ever again. It's all your fault, man. All right, so mark the time right now. What are we like, 9:32-ish right now?
9:32 Eastern AM.
On the 11th, and we're about to make a decision that could get us canceled. I'm not exactly sure how we even got here. I remember it being sort of proposed during our post-show meeting without many details, and then it was on the schedule today, and I'm like, this is dangerously close to getting us canceled, and it's such an inappropriate time to maybe do it, depending on exactly what is being suggested.
Well, you approved it. What had happened?
I don't even recall it.
Yeah, what had happened was we have every so often brainstorm, like twice a year, big brainstorming meetings, right? And this is not like our like weekly post show meetings. You're getting a true behind the scene glimpse of the Bert Show. These are brainstorming meetings where we brainstorm stuff for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Black History Month, which is how we have arrived here. Everybody submits ideas, and then some of us have a meeting, and stuff gets yayed, stuff gets nayed. Everybody presents their ideas. We have this meeting, and then Bert of the Bert Show gets the brainstorming packet and goes through and highlights the ideas he wants executed on the show. It is then my, Tommy, and Tracy's responsibility to flesh it out, whatever the proper terminology is there. And as the scheduler, I schedule it. So we have several ideas for Black History Month. One of them is the Black History book reports we've been doing, which you can, scope out on Instagram at The Bert Show.
Very positive.
And then this idea, which was presented by Messy Mikey, of all people, for Black History Month, he submitted his idea. Bert highlighted it, which meant he wanted it scheduled. Doing my due diligence as the scheduler, it's February. This was the week we slated it. So here we are, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, it could be a fun bit if it's presented correctly. I just don't exactly know what this entails before we make the final decision here to do it or not. And the irony here is that this was Messy Mikey's idea, who is driving us down caution and cancelable lane, and he's not even here to participate in it.
Well, I think that's part of the reason he came to his senses and he said, I don't want to participate in this. So he's handing the reins over to Jackson Kim.
I wanted nothing to do with this. I saw this on the schedule and I was like, I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Me either. Please stay out my DMs and DM Katie. All right, I had nothing to do with
No. Go to Mikey.
So what
Nobody wants to do it.
We don't even know what it is yet.
How did it end up on the schedule if we don't know what it is? I'm so confused.
Hey, me too. I got a text about 10 minutes ago that said, hey, you're going to need to host this. And he sent me a script to read out. So this is going to explain how this is going to work.
It ended up on the schedule because Bert approved it and wants to do it.
I think we get it, Kristen. I think we get it. I think we get it that we're not a team anymore, that you are separating yourself from controversy.
I want nothing to do with you.
We get it.
So Messy Mikey has prepared the following statement.
Hello, I'm Jackson Kim reporting live for this year's race draft.
I'm out.
That's already pretty funny.
Mikey Wakefield was supposed to be your host, but he smartened up and decided to stay as far away from this train wreck as possible. Today, in honor of Black History Month, it's going to be Mo and Katie versus Bert and Abby. The way this is going to work is that each team is going to select a celebrity from the opposing race that they think would be beneficial to recruit to their own race.
What's wrong with this?
Okay, all right.
After each team has selected 3 new recruits, the judges, Kristen, Cassie, and Tommy, will decide who has the better team.
This is fine. You're bringing the races together.
I don't trust you either.
I'm afraid.
But this one doesn't bother me that much. I mean, is it bothering you?
Not at all. Dave Chappelle did this before, so I kind of know what we're doing. I'm all
Okay,
good.
but he's got a little bit more room to mess up than we did.
I would say that's true.
A couple of $1 billion.
Would you say he's got just a little bit more
Just
credibility?
a little bit. All right. So I think that I mean, I have a list prepared of 10 people that I would like.
Oh, this could go either way.
Okay.
I spoke too soon.
You can defiantly say absolutely not, that white people can't have this person at all. You can't claim. What's the words that we're even looking for?
Recruit to your team temporarily for a hypothetical situation.
So let's just use the first one as an example and see if it's offensive.
I feel like you should.
What do you want to take away from the black race during Black History Month?
That's
please tell
crazy.
us.
I think you'd be doing us a favor by giving us Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, okay.
Well.
I mean, he raises the coolness level of an entire race by just one person.
I don't know if I want to give away Lenny, but let's think of what we can get.
Who do you want to trade?
I don't know.
Lenny for who?
I've had my eyes on Teddy Swims for quite some time.
Okay. Lenny for Teddy Swims?
I mean, Lenny is legendary. I don't know if we might have to get 2 whites for Lenny Kravitz.
And a first-round draft pick for next year.
Fine. Name your white.
We'll give you Eminem.
You don't tell us who he is. That's not his work.
Also,
I'm just giving suggestions. I'm sorry, I'm going to go away now.
the one cool white person that we have.
I'm just trying to offer up someone good.
We want Adele.
I will take Adele and Teddy Swims for Lenny Kravitz. Y'all have a deal.
Done.
That was easy. Maybe we should ask the 3.
I make another suggestion.
Okay.
Are we okay with this so far, or do we want to back out of it?
I'm good.
I'm
We're
scared.
good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh.
I mean, I'm talking about top draft picks here.
You didn't even want the real Michael Jordan? Jeffrey?
Michael B. Jordan.
Nah, man. We know about Michael Jordan off a court. I'll take Michael B. Jordan, who's great on and off the court.
Katie, you tell me if you have someone else in mind, but I will give up Michael B. Jordan for Larry Bird and Billie Eilish.
That's great.
That's a good
I
trade.
stick beside that one.
So is it 2-for-1 deal?
Yes,
both times around?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, they're
It's
giving up a
Michael
lot.
B.
It's Michael B. Jordan.
It's Michael B. List Jordan. Okay.
How are you feeling about Billie Eilish? I'm not attached, so I would give it up quick.
I'm not attached. She's been a little bit of a hater recently. She's been a little bit of a hater. So, yeah, you can have her.
Got ourselves a trade?
Yeah, we got
Okay,
ourselves a
yeah,
trade.
yeah.
We got a
Larry
deal.
Bird in there for bonus.
Whenever there's a trade, aren't we supposed to hear the music?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. For those of you that don't know, that's the music that they play on like ESPN on draft day. All right, what would we have to give up for Zendaya?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Who you want for Zendaya?
Come on, she's already engaged to Tom Holland. We're halfway there.
Zendaya, that's it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you see Zendaya bring Tom home and everybody was calling him Spider-Man? Her whole family.
You gotta, all right. If you're gonna take Zendaya, you gotta give us Timothy Chalamet.
Easy.
Timothy Chalamet.
And
Comma. Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh no.
Yeah. And Julia Roberts.
Dang, it's a 3 for you. Make the decision on this. For Zendaya.
This is tough. Timothy Chalamet, it's fine. You can have him
He's
and his iron
awesome.
deficiency. No, he's a liability. He's a liability. his hemoglobin levels are low. Sabrina Carpenter, man, she's having such a year for us. She's doing.
She's great.
And National Treasure Julia Roberts.
Exactly. For the Zendaya.
It's Zendaya. It's Zendaya asking for a
You know
lot.
what this queen can do?
You're asking for a lot.
She did just get a Louboutin named after her.
I'd push all the whites right off that team right now for Zendaya.
You know what? I want Zendaya bad enough. You can have him.
We got a trade.
I got a 3 for 1.
I think we should. I think we should quit while we're somewhat ahead right now.
I don't know if we're ahead, but we're even.
But we're not canceled.
There,
I don't think we're canceled.
Okay, let's see.
Is your relationship doomed or is it going to flourish? It might simply be based on your birth order.
All right, so for everybody out there, before you start dating and getting serious with somebody, you need to know where they fall in the birth order of their family. Obviously, where you fall in the birth order of your family, maybe your birth orders are compatible, or maybe the two of you are doomed. So this comes from Cayenne Palmer on Instagram, and I'm going to break this down for you as far as to the most successful pairings when it comes to birth orders and being in a relationship, and the worst pairings.
Let's get narcissistic about it for a second. So as it is in studio right now, what are the birth orders of ourselves and our significant others?
I am the oldest daughter.
Oldest daughter, okay?
I am the oldest, and she is the youngest daughter.
I am the youngest, and Amanda is the oldest.
Oh, I forgot Bart. I'm oldest daughter, and my husband is like, he's middle of 5.
Cassie.
Oldest daughter, oldest son.
Okay.
All right, so this is the most successful pairings that you can have.
There's been some studies that have talked about marriage compatibility and success based off of your birth order. I'll start with the 3 categories that are successful marriages. So it's the oldest and the youngest, the middle and the youngest, and then the only and the oldest.
All right, did you catch that?
No.
Play it again, please.
There's been some studies that have talked about marriage compatibility and success based off of your birth order. I'll start with the 3 categories that are successful marriages. So it's the oldest and the youngest, the middle and the youngest, and then the only and the oldest.
Okay, so I got oldest and youngest going on. I'm good.
You're
Solid.
good. Or only and oldest, or middle and youngest, right? So these are the bad pairings.
Here's the bad pairings. Anything that's the same as you. So oldest, middle, youngest. Also oldest, middle, no. Middle only, no. Youngest and only.
So apparently I'm a bad pairing because I'm oldest middle.
Yeah, we've all predicted that.
I think our 20 years have proven it. Now here is the absolute worst match.
Here's the worst match. It's only and only. That is the worst pair.
So if you have 2 only children, apparently it's going to be doomed.
That makes some sense there. I mean, if you're the only one, you're getting all the attention, right? You don't have to learn how to share, and you're not dividing attention. And if you have another only also, you guys are going to be butting heads all the time for attention.
I don't know. Both my parents are only children, and their birthdays are actually only a day apart, and their whole lives were just about each other. It was actually really sweet. Yeah.
I think you could probably make exceptions for each one of these for sure, but as a general rule,
only is the worst pairing.
Makes
now,
sense.
as far as the highest success match, this is what you need to look for.
And then specifically, the highest success rate of marriage is the firstborn sister of brothers, and then the lastborn brother of all sisters.
That's going to be mind-blowing. See that one again?
So it's the firstborn sister of brothers. So if you're the oldest daughter and you only have brothers, and then if you are the son, but you're the only son and you're the youngest, so you only have older sisters.
Okay.
So she only has younger brothers, he only has older sisters. The 2 of you are the perfect match.
Okay.
Okay.
There's lots of chew on there.
to it.
Yep.
You want to give credit to somebody there?
Yeah, Cayenne Palmer on Instagram.
It's The Bert Show.
The Bert Show.